Look at what I just found on Wish. You see this? It's a Game Boy Advance cartridge that claims to have 369 games in it. And it even says up there, no repeat. And what you see at the front is a stolen artwork of the many different Marios that are on there. And funnily enough, whenever you look at this product on Wish, they blurred out the front picture. I wonder why. I don't know what this 248M thing stands for, but who knows. Just like what it says on the front, it claims to have 269 games. Here's a comparison to a real Game Boy Advance cartridge, Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. Yeah, they're about the same weight and a similar build quality, surprisingly. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show this to you guys on my Game Boy Advance SP. Alright, BRB while I turn the lights off. Alright, now let's get this party started. Yep. It's funny, on the top it says no repeat, but guys, there are a few repeats, so that thing's a blatant lie. Anyway, it does have a lot of Game Boy Advance games on there. It has all the Pokemons, it has Super Mario Advance games, Mario Kart Super Circuit, which is for some reason listed here as Mario Kart Advance. Well, yeah, Mario Kart Advance is the game's Japanese name, but I'm going to go ahead and play it to show you that, yeah, it's listed Mario Kart Super Circuit whenever you play it. And, surprisingly, this game plays really well on here. There's no slowdowns or graphical glitches or anything. I'm going to play a little bit real quick. Yeah, it's the Mario Kart Super Circuit you guys know and love. Oh man, I remember so many memories of playing this game. I remember I first got it at a contest at my junior high school. Yeah. Anyway, that'll be quite enough of that. Now, let's try out one of the Pokemon games. How about Pokemon Firered? From what I've heard, this is a remake of Pokemon Red for the original Game Boy / Game Boy Color. Yeah, performance-wise, it's doing really good. Hang on, let me get into a quick battle real quick, and we'll see how the battles go. Alright, now I'm in a battle, let's see how it works. So far, so good. Yeah, this looks really good so far. Alright. That's all the Game Boy Advance games I'm going to show for. Let's check out all the other games. A lot of them are NES games, believe it or not. And I've checked out a lot of them. Some of them have bad sound emulation. Some of them have good sound emulation. Some of them use the Pocket NES emulator, and some of them don't. It's a little inconsistent. Let me look at something real quick. Yeah, that's Donkey Kong 3 for the NES. And, as you can probably hear, the sound emulation is pretty bad. Alright. This is what happens when you play through the phone's recorder screen. Anyway, let's check out some more stuff. And, Passion is a bike? It's just Excite Bike. I don't get why they called it Passion is a Bike. That sounds so weird. Alright, let's see what else is there. Duke Nukem. Duck? Expectation, Duke Nukem. Reality, Duck. More like Duck Nukem. Okay, apparently you're supposed to take your egg to the bottom of the thing, which is your living quarters. Okay. Yeah, you guys get the idea. Let's see what else is on here. Dragon Ball Adventure. This is actually the French version of Dragon Ball Mysteries of Shenron that was released for the Famicom back in the early 80s or early 90s, I forget. And whenever this game came out in America, it was reskinned as a Dragon Power, and they changed a lot of characters' names. Like Bulma's name was changed to Nora, if I'm correct. And Master Roshi, he's been changed to look like a wizard of some sort. And as for Goku, they took out his spiky hair and gave him flat hair, and then they gave him a sweatband. But for some odd reason, his name was still Goku. And also there was a whole bunch of censorship that happened. Like, for example, when Master Roshi did his usual thing, if you know what I mean, they changed it to him just wanting a sandwich from Nora. Yeah, Nora, Bulma, you know who. Yep. So that game right there was literally the first time America was exposed to Dragon Ball, even though it wasn't exactly Dragon Ball, it was Dragon Power. Super Mario EXE. You know, it's funny, a lot of people associate EXE with, ooh, some scary stuff, like creepypasta, like, ooh, Sonic EXE, yada yada yada. Let's see how this plays. It's Excite Mario Brothers. Huh, how exciting. I remember this ROM hack. It replaces a bunch of enemies and stuff with random Nintendo characters like the Piranha Plant's now Samus, and oh, that's not very exciting. And like some flying enemies are now Kirby's, and there's Pikachus that follow you, yada yada yada. You would have to look it up. Mario Revenge. And you play as a Goomba. And the sound emulation is just awful. Sorry, I'm still playing through the cameras. There we go, I just tilted my head and now I can see the screen properly. It looks as though the enemies you hit are mushrooms, and all that stuff. I wonder what the Koopa Troopas look. The Koopa Troopas are still normal. I think it's funny how whenever you get a mushroom to grow big, all it does is just give the Goomba a hat. It's funny. Anyway, let's see what else we got. Now, this thing has a lot of Mega Man games on there, with some of them are normal and some of them are ROM hacked, and one of them is a very inappropriate ROM hack, which I'm not going to show in this video. No way. We got the Donkey Kong games. How about Donkey Kong 1? That sounds like something that would play at Donkey Kong's funeral. There's Donkey Kong 2, which is actually a ROM hack of the Famicom game Nuts and Milk, except you're playing as Mario and you're running away from a differently colored Mario, and Donkey Kong's up there in that cage. And you would think that you would have to save him, but no. What happens is, after you collect all the items, some random guy appears right in front of Donkey Kong, and then you go up and then talk to him, and then they both disappear while Donkey Kong has bananas. So, well, you get the idea. Now, I'm curious on if that listing of Donkey Kong 3 is any different from the first one that we just played. Nope. It's the exact same game, but the sound emulation isn't messed up this time. You see what I mean? The sound emulation is inconsistent. What the... Okay, there's Donkey Kong and there's Donkey Kong 1. Okay, now you got me curious. What on earth is this? Oh, you cannot be serious. It's Tiny Toon Adventures. But your character, Buster Bunny, is replaced by a friggin' monkey. What does this have anything to do with Donkey Kong? Doraemon, huh? Ow, my freaking eyes. I don't know, for some reason I was kind of expecting this to be a Doraemon hack of Somari. But I guess I was wrong. Okay, one more. What is a brave man of force? Dino Wars. Okay, that's it. I'm done. Now, let me tell you guys something. This thing is honestly full of surprises. You get a lot of Game Boy Advance games that surprisingly play really good, and you also have NES games up the wazoo, and some of them play fine, some of them don't, and a lot of them are just ROM hacks of existing games and everything. And you know, I have tried out some of the other games to see how the save system works, and they seem to work for the most part, but I wouldn't necessarily think that it would last forever, you know, because this is a bootleg and you can't really trust them. But you know, I'm actually curious to see how the innards of this thing looks compared to a regular Game Boy Advance cartridge. BRB while I unscrew the screws on both cartridges. Alright, I just took the screws off of those cartridges, and now let's see what the innards of each other look. Here we have Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga for the Game Boy Advance. Oh, and this is what that game looks like on the inside. And now it's time for the Bootleg Multi-Cart. Let's see how this looks. Surprisingly, the soldering jobs don't look too bad. And, well, yeah, here's both of them side by side. You can see this one's bigger. I think it's obviously because they're trying to hold, like, over 300 games on this cartridge, so they gotta make this bigger. And here's the official Game Boy Advance game. And, looks like the camera's not wanting to focus, but yeah, you get the idea. And I'm actually kind of surprised that this thing's not relying on some old-fashioned battery for game saves or anything. Though, even with that, I'm not necessarily willing to bet that this thing will just keep on saving your games. I have a feeling sometime later the game saves are either going to stop working or they're just going to corrupt themselves. Anyway, that's all I have to show for this bootleg cartridge. It's full of surprises. It has a lot of weird oddities in it. I'll see you guys next time. Okay, so I was playing Super Mario Advance 4 on this multi-cart, and I was in World 2, playing on File 1, and all I did was hit save and quit. And upon going to the file screen, look at that! The save file just duplicated itself! What the heck? And upon resetting this, it'll say that the save file is apparently corrupted. And now there's just one save file that goes to World 2. And it starts me off where I left off. Huh. That's very weird. Well, it just shows you how unreliable the saves can be on bootleg cartridges.